And so this video begins before the great Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. Do I live here? Wow. I've lived in Indiana and Florida, which is very flat. I've always wanted to live someplace that was mountainous. And boy, is it beautiful here, guys. So far, I'm really enjoying life here in Tennessee, although I've been traveling a lot. And we come to Blowing Cave Road, 3/4 of a mile up the road here, the Forbidden Caverns. I love me some caves. I couldn't wait to dive into my first Tennessee cave. It's a spelunking vlog today, much ahead, or should I say, much below. All right, so I did a U-turn. There's no parking because they're restoring this place, but welcome to the Blowing Cave Mill, which is being restored right now before our eyes. Those people are working on this. Check it out, it's an old general store. Not currently open, and it is an old mill. This is actually an old mill, and you can see the old wheel over here. Let's take a peek. Oh wow, yeah. This is beautiful. There's the old wheel and the water and the waterfall, which is going directly underneath this old mill. Here's the wheel. Looks like they're making this into a roadside attraction, which will be awesome. I will mark this on my map. I look forward to coming back here. Look what they're doing out back. They're building old cabins. So this is Blowing Cave Mill. And I'm guessing this is Blowing Creek. I'll check it on the map. This is amazing. So the creek that mill runs on is Flat Creek, or is just above. I'm turning around to go back towards Forbidden Caverns. Look at this old red barn. Welcome to Tennessee. I love my new home. This is awesome. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome if it's your first time. I am Tampa J. This is Burt Reynolds, and welcome to Tennessee. Thanks for clicking on the video, guys. Actually, technically, we are in a region called English Mountain, Tennessee. And out before me, I believe, that is English Mountain. At some point in this video, we're actually going to go up the mountain and check out a place called English Mountain Overlook. But before we go above, we are going to go below. There is much below. I have always been fascinated with caves, and I've featured a bunch of Florida caves on this channel. My grandparents were born in Kentucky. I have a lot of family in Kentucky, and when I was a kid, we used to travel down to Kentucky, Cave City specifically, and visit Mammoth Cave. My uncle was actually chief of police of Cave City, Kentucky, not very long ago. He actually retired, but my family is from that region. Another reason why I wanted to move to this area is because I get to be among a lot of my ancestry. A lot of my ancestors were from Tennessee and Kentucky, and I look forward to diving deeper into my heritage. And actually, there's a lot of my great-grandparents from generations ago that are buried in these regions. I don't know why I went into that up here in the beginning of the video. I just wanted to say I am having a great time so far in Tennessee. I got back from my first Florida trip as a tourist a couple days ago. I've been taking it not easy, but I haven't been filming. I did the yard yesterday. We have a lot of stuff to put away with the house, so the last couple days I've been hanging out with my fiance at home and just working on the house, the new place. And now today I'm back out on an adventure with you guys, and we're going to the Forbidden Caverns. This place popped up on my map. It wasn't a far drive from me. Actually, it's just a little under an hour from home. And again, back into the caves. Ever since I was a kid, love caves, and I look forward to exploring more caverns, specifically here in Tennessee in the Smoky Mountains region. So that's going to be the video. Also, a Revolutionary War cemetery not too far from here. So we're gonna go below, we're gonna go above, and then we're gonna go to a cemetery, and whatever we see along the way and after, that's gonna be the video. Thank you so much for watching. I have parked here in the parking lot. There is a public restroom right off the bat, and then we're gonna head across the street to go below. There's much below and much ahead. And right here is the road that I just came up, Blowing Cave Road. On the back side of the main sign, it says attention restrooms and parking lot. That's where I just did the intro in front of that. And I used the restroom, maybe TMI, but factual. Always giving you the J-Facts. Welcome to Forbidden Caverns. Forbidden Caverns. Such a cool name. And it looks like you have to cross the road, so make sure you look both ways. This is an old country windy road, not too busy. And right here it appears to be the main office and entrance. I walked over here to the side of the building because I saw this sign. Forbidden Caverns. I love that there's a person like in distress right there. Almost looks like the stalactites and the stalagmites are teeth. Love that. That's cool. And here's a look back at the parking lot. I parked way over there. You can kind of see the top of my car by the restrooms. I'm gonna give you the rundown, the facts, all of the stuff. Not so sure how much this attraction costs, but I will let you know. All right, welcome. I just approached the admission counter. I bought an admission ticket. The greatest postcard of all time, Total Darkness. All right, guys, so we'll walk around. I'll show you what's going on in here. I went right up to the ticket counter, purchased a ticket. Tickets for adults are 25 bucks, for children 15, and this is a tour. And the next tour kicks off at 15 minutes, so I made it just in time. So this is going to be a tour through the cave, and I believe the entrance is right there through that green wall. That's the entrance to the cave, and that's it right there. Through the door is the cavern entrance. That's where we will be entering. Just so subtle, right? Through the door. It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate room. I wonder if you can open it with Rachmaninoff. Rachmaninoff? They have a nice little gift shop in here. A lot of stuffed animals, lots of toys. Also, I see a lot of crystals. Check out these. Ooh, onyx snakes. Those are cool. Crystal snakes. Looks like they're 13 each. I like the black one. Not only do they have crystal snakes, they have stuffy snakes in the same case. All right, check this out. Who is Daniel Boone? Who is Dolly Parton? And who was Davy Crockett? Hey, I've mentioned this before, but I am a descendant of the Crockett's. Davy was actually, we share the same grandfather. Davy's great-grandfather is my 9th great-grandfather, William David Crockett. They've got a nice little waiting area here. They got a lot of tables to sit down. They've got a lot of information on attractions. They've got Dolly Parton. Hey, Dolly. There she is right there. Who knew she'd be in Forbidden Caverns? Forbidden Caverns. So here is the map. We passed the old cave mill on the way in. That's cool that it's depicted here. Wow, this is huge. There's also a moonshine still in the bottom of the cave, so we will see that. English Mountain. Ancient waterfall. There's a waterfall in there. This looks fun. Cave temperature 58 degrees, water temp 54, guided tour 55 minutes, open to the public in 1967, discovered in the early 1800s. All right, the door is open. They will now allow us to enter with our green ticket. And check this out, we're immediately going down. There's pictures on the wall. Ooh, nice and cool. Please hold to rails. There's quite a few rails to hold on to. Tennessee State Law, $1,000 fine and 1 year in jail, both for damage to formations and cave. Okay, we've been warned.
And our next one is we don't video. That's completely for your guys' safety. There's a lot of stuff you can get hurt on down here if you aren't paying close attention to what is going on around you. However, you guys can take as many pictures as you would like, okay? Is there any questions regarding any of that?
All right, so as the tour guide just told us, there is no video allowed in the cave, so I have to put the video away, but I can take pictures it is for safety. So I'll take pictures and update you at the end. That sign was created in 1967. She did say that. All right, folks. So I was forbidden to film at Forbidden Caverns. It was a 55-minute tour. I'm sorry about your luck, but I had a blast. Had no idea you couldn't film. Although, that being said, I would have still came because I love caves that much. But I did take a lot of pictures, which I am now going to share to you, or with you. And then I'm going to go back in and buy that snake crystal, because I sent a picture to my fiance, Chris the girl, and she loved it. So I'm going to get her the snake sculpture after I show you the photos of this cave. All right, nice little slideshow. So this is where we first enter the cave. Shout out to the tour guide. She was awesome, very knowledgeable, throwing out all the extra facts to us. Lots of stalactites and stalagmites here for you. I thought this one, they didn't point this out, but I took a picture of this because it looked like a boot, a stalagmite boot. A couple of them there. Very beautiful cave. There's a picture of myself. Selfie. Very well lit. A lot of lighting. The walkways are a little difficult at some points. There's some steep climbs, and we'll get there in a second in the photos. There's a steep stairs that go down. It's a cool photo here. A long way down. So it's a little challenging, but it's not as challenging as the Florida Caverns if you've been there. I'd say it's a little easier than that, but definitely you got to bend over it sometimes and you got to climb. I did the I don't know, I was just kind of feeling it. Doesn't that look like Monument Valley, Utah behind me? Looks like the desert. Very wide open caverns. This is one of my favorite parts, well lit. We actually turned around. Yeah, I think this is where we turned around one time. Did kind of like a dead end. Giant stalactite right there hanging from the ceiling. Oh, okay, so this is a giant hole. This is upwards. I actually had to bend over and stick my head up into a hole. That goes up hundreds of feet, and there's allegedly bats up there. And one thing they were pointing out is this man-made support wall. This right here is man-made. As you can see, there's electricity down inside the cave. Thought this was cool. There was like grass growing. You can barely see the green there. That was up in a hole, so I was walking by. This area is very cool. It's just a long, weavy, kind of like river. And here we are at the Moonshine Distillery, which was busted up in I think she said back in the 1930s. And the police officers just broke it and left it down there because they didn't want to haul it all the way up to main level. That would have been quite a chore. But there were actually 2 moonshine distilleries at one point in the bottom of the cave, and this is the actual distillery that was broken up. Really cool to see all that rusted pieces of metal there. There's a better shot as she's shining the light on it. There you go. Took a lot of pictures of that. That was cool. Here's a cool shot of the pathway. There's a rail there. We're actually descending there, heading down a hill, and there was water in there. There's a river that runs through there. I've got motion on this photograph there that you can kind of see it. See that? That's cool. Here's a better angle right here. Nice, huge cavern. This part was beautiful. It was very cool down there, as it stated. You will want to wear a sweatshirt. And although this isn't real, I thought it was very cool. They did a mock-up moonshine distillery in this spot because there was actually a moonshine spot or distillery in this spot. And they knew that because right above this lantern, check this out. Hold on. It's cool they had that lantern hanging there. This is above the distillery I just showed you. Right above this, up there, still charred from smoke of the distillery. And that's how they knew they were cooking moonshine in that spot. So they put back that part there to show you. This is a cool cavern. So this is where we actually turn around and start heading back on the opposite end of the cave. There are the people checking it out. Actually, this is down there. You have to kind of look in and up. But that is where we turned around to head back to the front of the cave. So this is right behind me. I'm up on the ledge pointing back. This giant cavern was used by the Native Americans. They found arrowheads and relics inside the cave right here in this cavern that I will show you when I go back into the gift shop. It's on display. And that right there, folks, is 75,000-year-old poop. Yes, poop. Bat poop. Bat guano. 75,000 years old. That's what it looks like. And they called this their cave mascot. This little formation here is called Grotto. Grotto. It does look like some sort of an animal. So once we head back, we take a left and we actually head down a steep staircase. It's hard to really show you what's going on here, but we're going through small passageways. There I am, reverse angle. I was trying to take a picture of a footprint, but I was going too fast. But we're going down a steep set of stairs there. Really steep. You can see the tour guide way down there. Really cool cavern, one of my favorite parts of the tour. And there's a waterfall, another waterfall. It's still part of the same river. And this wall is one of the most famous things of the cave. You got the magnesium coming down. It's really hard to make out, but really beautiful stuff. And then there's all kinds of safety equipment through the cave, lights. And the last spot, the most famous spot, right here at the end, all lit up. You walk past it in the beginning, but they don't hit the switch to light it up until the end. I was forbidden to film at Forbidden Cave. How about that for a title? Everyone's forbidden to film. Had I known that, still, again, I would have came. There's so much to do in Tennessee. There's a lot of restrictions on filming stuff, but that never holds me back. I always find a way to enjoy it because I do this for fun, and I'm sorry about your luck. You couldn't see it, but come out and check it out yourself. It is well worth the $25 here at Forbidden Cave, and it's not too far from Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. We're like 30 minutes, and you're by the mountains. We're gonna go back in. We gotta buy something, and we're gonna check out some more stuff. And right here's the display case our tour guide told us to check out on the way up. All of these items in here were found inside of the cave. And in that big room where the Native Americans that I just pointed out would come to, they found these arrowheads specifically and some of these crystals. Check this out. There's actually broken pieces of stalactites. There's some more arrowheads right there. Now if you forget your sweatshirt before you head down in the cave, a reminder, it is cool in there. This is a glow in the dark. Also, you can light up the cave a little bit. Sweatshirt with bats on it. That's really cool. Cool, literally. Keeps you from being cool. They also have it in blue. Someone's birthday's coming up. I might buy a few things in here. Specifically a bat and a snake. Got my snake. Got my smile. Had my good time. Check out Forbidden Caverns, guys. It is a great roadside attraction, cave attraction. One of the better of the cave attractions I've been to. They've been here since 1967. Chances are, I'm preaching to the choir, you may have been here yourself. Please feel free to share your Forbidden Cave stories in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed the photos. I'll be posting a lot of those photos on my Instagram, which I'll leave a link to that Instagram, which will also post to Facebook. It does it automatically. I post to Instagram and I have it set up to post to my Facebook. It'll post there, so if you want to check out more of those pictures, feel free to do so. There's still much ahead, guys. I'm gonna go up English Mountain, see what all there is to see on the way to the English Mountain Overlook, and then we're gonna head back down the mountain to the Revolutionary War graveyard. There is much ahead, much above, and still much below. You know what I'm saying. Okay, check it. English Mountain Scenic Outlook, 3 miles, 8 minutes up the mountain from Forbidden Cave. There you go. Nice little adventure. And so far, not a bad place to drive. Wow. This is freaking beautiful. I love Tennessee. So far, very scenic drive. I can't believe I live here. And it appears we have an abandoned house right here by the roadside, just before English Mountain. No one's living there, at least for not a long time. And check this out, Blowing Cave Baptist Church. Very beautiful. It looks like the church in Dollywood. An even smaller one right behind it. Welcome to Blowing Cave Baptist Church. So the original, which is old, and the newer one. What is that? Is that a dog? A little dog. Oh, it's a bobcat. That's just a regular cat, house cat. All right, I live here, but I'm being a tourist. Oh, look at that peak. Beautiful spread over here. Wow. Guys, fair warning. I've taken a few uphill turns, tight turns, that I don't know if I didn't have all-wheel drive, it would have been very hard for me to take. So be careful if you're coming up here. Oh my glory. Wow. That's the Smoky Mountains out there. Look. You can see the ridges miles away. This is beautiful. We are highly elevated here on English Mountain. English Mountain Scenic Overlook. And a lot of people have signed it. You get really close, you can see it. Not just the front of the sign, but the post as well, all over. I think, look at this. Oh, cool, a community Sharpie. I gotta sign it. That's neat. I'm glad they did that because I don't have one in my car. So it's a little dull. And it's hard to find a spot, but I'll find a good spot. I mean, look at this. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is freaking beautiful. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was signing the the pole. Barely fit, but I did it. Tampa J, right there inside the mountain. Look at that. Come and sign it. No, not yet.
One right at that house back there.
Oh, back there? Okay, thank you. All right, this person just stopped and asked me if I'd seen any bears. I said no, and they said that there was one right back over here at the house. So there's bears out here. Keep our eyes peeled. Look at this. Wow. I just can't believe it. That's just freaking beautiful. This is less than an hour from my house. This is crazy. There's a giant peak up there. See it? That's miles away. Those are the Smoky Mountains. So you saw me drive 3 miles all the way up. I've seen 2 cars and one just passed. This is a cool spot. Not a very busy spot if you're looking to take some photos. Now, it is Wednesday. It is the middle of the week, in the middle of the day. So there you go. There's a good time. I'm sure on the weekends it's a little crowded. There you could probably get maybe 2 or 3 cars, maybe 4 right there behind me. Very narrow road, but well worth the trip. I like English Mountain. This is one of my favorite new spots. I just realized above me this whole time, there's a house up there. That's their view out the front of their house. That's amazing. Good spot to build a house. All right, so the gentleman warned me there is a bear somewhere up here. I'm gonna take a few more pictures, and I've got to go down that way to turn around somehow. So we might see a bear, or as my cousin used to say, a bar. Davy Crockett, green estate in the land of the free. Wow. I lost my train of thought. Beautiful. English Mountain, Tennessee. There you go. The whole picture, the sign, everything into frame. Come check out English Mountain. You won't regret it. But watch out for the bears. All right, let's be very quiet. Oh, were they joshing me? Because all I see right there is Smokey the bear. Look at that, it's Smokey in the Smoky Mountains. Wow, they have a nice house and a nice view. Smokey the bear. Cool, nice house. That's what you want right there, dream home. Come out, wherever you are. There's got to be a bear around here somewhere. Okay, I see it. I'm gonna go back up. It's right there in the grass. There it goes right there. It's going up the hill. He's right here. Check him out. cool. That's neato. First bear in the wild, and I just got here. Going up the hill. There he goes. Keep my eyes out for bears. Alright, this was a steep climb and curve. Check this out right here. This is what I was talking about. Look at that turn and climb right there. Thankfully I have all-wheel drive. I don't know if you can see how steep it is on camera, but that was one of the steepest turns I've ever made. Alright, I just parallel parked right here in Dandridge, Tennessee. This is where the Revolutionary War graveyard is. It's just around the corner. Very picturesque town. Right there on that courthouse, it says 1845. You may know, but Revolutionary War, late 1700s. So this has got to be one of the most historic and oldest towns in eastern Tennessee. That Jefferson County post right there is probably older than the courthouse across the way. All right, so it looks like, okay, would have walked right past it. It's across the street behind this building. There's a graveyard over there. As I'm walking over there, check out these buildings. This is a cool little kitschy town. I like it. All right, listen, you hear the church bells? Yeah, I don't know what church that is. It's around the corner. You can definitely hear them as we enter the graveyard. Really pretty flowers. Look at that. Oh, look at this. They've got a pamphlet. Self-guided tour. Dandridge Revolutionary War Graveyard. Perfect. Thank you. Check that out. Dandridge, second oldest town in the state. Well, there you go. I knew it had to be one of the first. Second oldest. I wonder what the first is. I'm sure I'll figure that out somewhere in my travels. Much ahead. And per usual, I have my recorder and my meter rolling as I'm going through the cemetery. I have an EMF electromagnetic field meter, and I have a recorder to capture EVPs. Voice phenomenon, and I have caught some stuff on both of these in previous episodes, so I'll let that roll. If I find anything, I will update the video. I go home and I listen back and I let you know. So I'll let you know if I find anything. We're looking for paranormal activity. 1930, erected by Martha Dandridge Garden Club in memory of the Revolutionary soldiers buried here. And there are 5 of them. John Blackburn, Abednego Inman, Samuel Lyle, Richard Rankin, and Samuel Rankin. And it looks like they all perished in the 1800s. So perhaps looks like they all made it through the war and they're all buried here. Cool. As you walk into the Revolutionary War graveyard, you will be entering the birthplace of Dandridge in Jefferson County. It was here that the first commissioners of the newly formed county of Jefferson met and chose this spot for the county seat in January of 1793. On the back of this rock it says burial ground at the site of the original Hopewell Presbyterian Church, first church in Jefferson County. So there you go. Revolutionary graveyard. This is circa 1785 is when this graveyard began. There's several tombstones over here that look very old. Don't think we can read them, but we do have this pamphlet which may point out where the Revolutionary soldiers are buried. There's a cabin back here. Look at this. Check it out. This is not part of the cemetery. This is a little beyond it. That is old. Wonder what that was. Located at the northeast corner of the graveyard, bordering Graveyard Alley, one will find the Inman family burial plot. So this is the very northeast. So it could be these stones. Could be these stones. It goes on to say, although there is no engraved stone, this is likely the spot where Abednego Inman is buried. Newer gravestones mark the resting places of his son Shadrach and Shadrach's wife Sarah. Now, newer. These could be the newer stones, which are still over 200 years old. It says that Abednego Inman was born in England and owned a large farm about 3 miles upstream from Dandridge. Members of the first grand jury for Jefferson County. So he was a member of the grand jury, which would have been held also out here in this spot. And that is the only thing said about the location of one of the 5 soldiers. Nothing else to be said about the location of the rest. Got a cool stone bench here. It looks like someone took the tree stump here and made it a seat as well. They grinded it down and smoothed it out. It's really nice. Noticing my meter's going off there because I'm right next to the voice box. Over there you go. So, right down the hill I'm seeing this little house or little building. There's the Dandridge Visitor Center. And the door is open. That's really nice. Alright, over here, not listed on the stone, but it does say Revolutionary War patriot James McQuistion. Marker placed by Martha, Dandridge, Washington. Chapter Insider, May 12th, 2018. So perhaps another soldier that was buried or found here later. Not listed on the rock. So yeah, I guess the history popped up. Also James McQuistion, there you go, April 12th, 1737, died September 24th, 1812. So there are 6 Revolutionary soldiers, unknown to those who erected that rock. James McQuistion, I hope I'm saying that right, is also buried here as well. I'm glad I came over here. And also, it's a nice little sundial from Martha Dandridge Garden Club. And on the back, check this out, of the pamphlet, there's a picture of Martha Dandridge, Washington. 1812, buried here, Revolutionary War hero. And that is the only gravestone, original gravestone, that can still be read, still legible. This is a very nice town. It's like a postcard. Straight ahead, look at that. There's Town Hall. That's neato. There's also a historic sign down there. I'm gonna leave the cemetery. Again, if I find anything on the EVP recorder, I will update you. Always have to say this. I came in peace, and I leave in peace. Please no one follow me home. Thank you for your time. And right across from the cemetery, across from the visitor center, you may have saw this beautiful house on the corner is actually the Shepherd Inn, built circa 1820. And it is currently a bed and breakfast. Very colonial looking, this town. Here's the courthouse or town hall. And there's a sign right there to the left. We're gonna read that sign. The dike that saved Dandridge. There is a dike right here, a dam. Check this out. A portion of the town of Dandridge would have been flooded by the waters of Douglas Lake if the Tennessee Valley Authority had not built a dike. The top of the dike is an elevation of 1,009 feet, 7 feet above the dam's crest gates. All of the business district, the Jefferson County Courthouse, County Jail, and approximately 1,000 feet of Highway 92 would have been below the maximum water level of the reservoir. So someone was smart and built the dike. And look at this, I mean, this whole town would have been flooded. I crossed that lake to come into town, so that's really cool. Hickman Tavern, circa 1820. And look at this, my favorite number, 21. That's the address. So Dandridge Town Hall, established 1783, right there on that sign, and then was also a tavern in 1820. And take a peek. I think this is still the town hall. Once again, oh wow, that's beautiful. It says something about making your water pain. This is so nice. It's a public building. I think we could go in. And right before the visitor center, I found some more Tennessee Civil War history. Check this out. Historic sign. On January 28th, 1864, as Union General Samuel D. Sturgis cavalry pursued Confederate cavalry along the road leading to Cowan's Ferry on the French Broad River, they suddenly encountered strong opposition here at Blant's Hill. And here we are in Dandridge. So this is where the conflict happened, across the river at Cowan's Ferry. You've got Sturgis, Johnson, and DeBrell. The red is the Union forces, the blue is the Confederacy. No, I'm sorry, that's the opposite. So this is the Confederacy, this is the Union. So this little conflict happened right here. There's a nice little quote that says, "Flying bullets too thick that their passage through the air sounded like a swarm of bees." And then you have Colonel George J. DeBrell and Colonel Frank L. Wolfern for the Union. Blant's Hill. It says that this was Coach House circa 1820. Another historical marker right there. And I think they just closed up. Yeah, I just missed it. Whoops. All right, check it out. I actually got back to my car and I came up the hill to the United States Post Office of Dandridge. Up there appears to be like the old high school. I came up the hill because I saw, check this out, a nice view of the entire town of Dandridge. And also, way out in the background, English Mountain. Look at this. There's the 1845 courthouse. There's the lake. There's the downtown. And over just that way, behind these buildings right here, is the cemetery we were just at. Such a great view. Check out the mountains. English Mountain, Forbidden Cave, out that way. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the adventure. I sure did. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna end it right here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And also, if it was your first time here, feel free to subscribe below and come on back. Because as I always say, pretty much in the beginning and the end of every video, there's always much ahead. I'll see you next time. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. I look forward to coming back to this area, exploring more, and also exploring more caves in Tennessee and beyond. A lot of caves do allow filming, just so you know. This one did not, but that's okay. I still had a great time. Too bad you couldn't come yourself, but if you are able and willing, come check it out. Or check out the pictures online. I'm sure there's got to be a video out there somewhere, but I was just abiding by the rules for safety. Got to be safe. So either way, had a great time, great look up at the English Mountain, and a great little town that I found here today that I look forward to coming back to. I saw a lot of little restaurants that looked really good, so I'm gonna enjoy the cuisine here in Tennessee as well. My grandparents are from Kentucky, so I grew up eating country food, and so far I've been really liking the food in this area. It hits home, as they say. So all right, I'm gonna end it. Thank you so much for watching. Please know that you're awesome, that you're loved, and no matter who you are or what you're going through, just know that there's always much ahead. Be positive, my friends. I always am, and I always will be, and I'm grateful for this platform. Thank you so much. See a boat out there on the lake. Look at that. It's right in there. What a view. All right, see you later, second oldest city in Tennessee. I'm only like 45 minutes from you. That's amazing. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.